Hello everybody, it's your boy the Almighty Green Talents coming to you with a video. But before I get right into it, the Eagles looked this video. The Eagles looked this game 20-19. They lose by 1 point. But before I get really into statistics, please comment, like, share, subscribe, notification bell on top, and as always, hit that like button. Hit that like button. And most important, hit the notification bell on top of the video and comment after the video is complete. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Okay. Like I mentioned in this video, the Eagles lost their football game 20-19 by the Ravens. The Ravens lose. The Ravens win their 24th straight preseason game. They haven't lost the preseason games in 2015, according to NFL statistics, which is kind of remarkable. But it really doesn't matter anything. But I'm quite sure they're gonna look at that as a record, and it is a record itself. So, without any further ado, then go ahead and get right into it with all the statistics for the Philadelphia Eagles. Between both quarterbacks, Mariota and McKee. Tyler McKee played pretty good. I gotta admit, the guy tossed the ball over the field. He had 10 of 20 completions, no touchdown, but he did throw for 148 yards, which was not bad. And the Eagles rushing attack, 9 carries for 34 yards. That was done by Penny. Receiving, the Eagles don't have any players receiving force I can see here. Well, hold on. Some guy named Cleveland. I forgot who that was. His name is Cleveland. Looked like he was thrown to 10 times, but he caught 5 passes for 68 yards, and his longest yard was 27 yards. So that's not really basically saying anything, because I don't think Mariota did pretty well himself in the game. He didn't throw any. He didn't throw any touchdown scores. The Eagles got most of all their scores on the ground, and they only had the one interception that was returned 40 yards for the score. So that's basically all what you can say, because most of the touchdowns that the Eagles got, mostly were on. They were mostly run play. There wasn't no pass play, because Uncle Mariota, I don't think Mariota threw a ball in the end zone, far as I can remember. I don't think that he did. But to go into more specific details, let me go into this Eagles app, and I can get more specific details of what's really going on overall. Because like I said, I can't recall Mariota throwing a touchdown pass as far as I can remember. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Let's get deep right into the situation and see where we stand. Okay, here we go. Okay, like I said, Tyler McKee threw for 10 for 20, 146 yards, 148. That's 48, 148 yards. Yeah, 148 yards, a 7.4 yard per average. And Mariota has 7 of 11 for 58 yards, a 5.3 yard per average. And this guy Book, who I don't understand, of all the plays, he had four attempts and 1 completion. That's bad. 4 attempts and 1 completion for 11 yards, or 2.8 yard per average. Now rushing. Penny had 9 attempts for 34 yards. Mariota had 4 for 20. This guy Book, who I really don't even understand who the hell. I don't know who that dude is. 5 for 24. 5 carries for 24. Yeah, that what that is. His longest was 11. Mariota's longest was 14, and Penny's longest was 10. DeAndre Swift had a pretty good game. I can give him the because he only had 2 carries for 24 yards, hitting long for 22. So that's not bad there. And Sermon did real well. He had 9 carries for 21 yards. His longest was 8. And Kenneth Brooks had 4 for 15 yards. His longest was 5. And then Tyler McKee had 1 for 7. His longest was 7. So that's just the rushing. Now the receiving here, Eagles had looked like we had nine players receiving, and it looked like Cleveland got the most. Cleveland had 5 receptions for 68, longest was 27. Greg Ward had 8. Yeah, he had 5. Yeah, he had 5 for 52 yards. 52? 5 for 53. I'm sorry. His longest was 17. And King had 1 for 33. He only had 1, so his longest was 33. And then Hasselwood had 2 for 30. His longest was 15. Sermon had 1 for 9 yards. 9 was his longest. And Arnold had 1 for 7. 7 was his longest. And then Calatera had 1 for 7. 7 was his longest. So he only had 1 catch. Jack Stowe had 1 for 6. His longest. And Nagata had 1 for 4. 4 was his longest. So a lot of these guys. Okay, let me go with the average. Cleveland had a 13.6 average. Greg Ward had a 16.6, no, 10.6 average. Then Jay King had 32.0 average. Hasselwood had a 15.0 average. Sermon had a 9.0. Arnold had a 7.0. Katera had a 7.0. Jack Stowe 6.0. And Nagata 4.0. And those are all the receiving total yards and average. And I I've already mentioned the long to you. And like I said, none of these guys had no touchdown scores, and that will kind of hurt us in the long run. But like I said, cause the touchdowns came on the ground. They had two on the ground and one INT going the other way. And here's the defense right here. Sidney Brown had 9 tackles. The rookie free agent linebacker Van Samaron had 2 solo, 2 assists. He had 2 tackles. He had 6 tackles, 2 solo. Kavon Waters had 5 tackles and a 4th fumble. Okay. Nick Merrill 4 TOTs and 1 assist. Miles Jack had 3 tackles, 2 assists. Ojomo had 3 tackles, 2 assists. Goodwich had 3 tackles. Williams had 3 tackles. Evans had 2 tackles, 1 assist. McPherson had 2 tackles, 2 assists. Terrell Edmonds had 2 tackles and 1 sack. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. Street had 2 tackles, 2 assists. Tuifulotu, whatever his name is, had 2 tackles, 1 assist. Ricks had 1 tackle and he had 1 INT, 1 interception. Ricks. Ellis had 1 tackle. Cunningham 1 tackle. McCullen 1 tackle. Ringo had 1 tackle. I ain't know he was on the field. Wow. Okay, good for Ringo. That one tackle makes a lot of difference for him because he's a rookie. Bradley had one tackle. Jackson had one tackle, one assist, and Garner had one tackle, one assist, and one forced fumble. So with the limited plays that a lot of these guys have had, so you can actually consider all the tackles, regardless of one tackle. It's a good thing because that means they were on the field. They were on the field only for a certain amount of snaps on the field in the first half and second half. Because I'm quite sure most of these guys were taken out of the second half. Taken out the first half. And so kick return. Trey Sermon had 3 returns, 71 yards, they're averaging 22.7, long with 30. He might wind up being the punt returner as it all comes said and done. Because we was hearing about the Eagles were experimenting with certain players on punt and kick returns, and it looked like he done pretty well for 71 yards on 3 returns, which is not bad. Punt returns here. Zach McPherson had 2 returns for 10 yards, a 5.0 average. His long was 6, and Trey Sermon's long was 30. I think I mentioned it already. Greg Ward had 2 returns, 7 yards, 3.5 average, and his longest was 5. Okay, and kicks. Now Jay Elliott missed one field goal tonight. He was 2 for 3, 31.3 average. His long was 49. He had 9 blocks, and his extra points he won one on the extra point. Okay, now here's the punters. Sippers, Aaron Sippers, I think that's his name. He had TOTs. He had 2 yards, 75 yards, average 37.5. His long was 42. And one inside the 20. Okay. And this Zetner dude only had 1 for 46 yards, 46.0, 46 with the long, and he had 1 inside the 20. So, but overall, the passing yards go to Tyler McKee. Like I said, he had 10 for 20. 148 yards, no score. It would have made a hell of a difference if Eagles had 3 for 1 touchdown score, but they didn't throw out a single one in this game. Like I said, they only had 2 runs for touchdowns, which is 12 points, and the 2 extra point field goals made sense at 14, and the other one was returned for a score going back the other way. It's an INT, in other words, a pick 6. So that is your total scores and where your scores came from right there. So overall, nothing was done basically in the first preseason game, and I'm not exactly sure what the Eagles were trying to do experimental wise, but by watching this whole football game, the mistakes and the errors, the fumble that that was caused by the Eagles was costly. Luckily, the Baltimore Ravens didn't do anything with that fumble. But then when we got a fumble from them, which was a special teams fumble, the Eagles had good field position. They scored and tried to go for the 2-point conversion and failed at that attempt. So that is something that the Eagles gonna have to work on. Now the Eagles got a lot of footage in this first preseason game, because the next game now is against the Cleveland Browns. That's the next Cleveland game. That's the next game is against the Browns. So I hope in this week they look at all the film that was recorded, look at the mistakes, find the mistakes, pick them out, and try to correct them before the game against the Cleveland Browns. Because, see, this is going to be a situation that has to be rectified by preseason week 2. And only thing we can say, football is back. A bunch of mental errors were costing this game. Then you got to think about it. On the second and third string players played, But we can give kudos to the one and only Jalen Carter, who got on the field for the first time. And I think he only had one snap in that game where he pushed the offensive line back, went around the corner, went for the tackle. But even though the quarterback got rid of the ball in a hurry, we also had Nolan Smith was also right there in his face. So you had two Georgia defenders right there in the quarterback face. So it was good to see that. Like I said, I didn't know. I didn't know Kelly Ringo was out there on the field. I didn't know that. So, like I said, the more snap these guys get, the more we can figure out where their players are. See, we begin to see now what the Eagles did, what they were trying to do experimental wise with certain players in certain positions, like off-ball linebacker, certain players on special teams, kickoff returns, punt returns, the kicking game, the snapping of the football. I mean, a lot of these plays that we've seen on the field today is self-evident that the Eagles got some mistakes that they saw in today's game, and they want to fix them before next Sunday. And I think next Sunday the game do come on tomorrow. If I get a chance to look at it, it won't be on my TV because for some reason my TV cannot catch the football game. So I got to view it on my tablet, which is what I'm viewing the video from right now for you guys. But man, I'm just excited that the game is back. Like I said, I'm not angry. I don't sound angry. I'm not frustrated. It's just that from what I've seen today, you know what I'm saying, to let me know what the Eagles were doing experiment-wise, what they were trying to do on defense, offense, and special teams. Because there is some errors that were made in this game, and the errors need to be corrected before next week's game against the Cleveland Browns. So that's all I can say right now for you guys. Like I said, I'm representing my birds, Philadelphia Eagles. Baby, we got this game, even though we failed tonight on a 1-point loss, 20-19. I'm just glad football is back. I'm glad it's back. I know you glad it's back. And I can't wait to see what LB got to say. I can't wait to see what 500 got to say. Joey Shakes, Thomas Mott, all the Philadelphia Eagles content creators that I didn't mention. I want to see what you guys got to say. I hope you see my video. Let me know what you think, and I'm hoping that you give me some positive review, because like I said, I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I'm just happy that football is back. Like I said in the video, our errors were made in this game. I saw the arrows, you know what I'm saying? I saw them, you saw them. I tried to put the pen in my the best way I can possible, and I'm praying and hope that next week will be even better, a statistical game wise, as far as passing the football, running the football, because in this game the Eagles didn't run the ball good enough. They did more passing than running. I think I can say the Eagles ran the ball 35%, I would say, and the other 65% were passing. So the Eagles need to figure out some way to balance it out in next week's game, because even though the Baltimore Ravens had their second and third string defensive players on the place on the field, they second and third string player did a whole lot better than we did. So I'm hoping that this game is a learning curve, a learning ball, and move forward to play the next game. Because like I said, Cleveland is I'm not sure, but I'm thinking that that's a home game for the Eagles. I think the Cleveland do come to Philadelphia. I believe I gotta look at the preseason record, the preseason schedule and see. But I think it's a home game, I believe. So the Eagles are going to do a lot better next week against the Browns, because that's our next opponent. And like I said, I'm not mad. I'm happy. You know what I'm saying? I'm glad. I mean, I might not be smiling right now, but I'm more settled and relaxed because, like I said, it's the preseason. It ain't the regular season. So why get mad over something that we have no control of? I have no control of. We can only make videos based on what we see. Talk about the errors. Talk about the good things, the negatives, the positives, and move forward with it. But like I said, but Tyler, the quarterback, Tyler McKee did real well. I mean, he did real well passing the football. He did real well. He's showing that he belongs in the NFL. Cause like I said, he's tall. The boy is 6'6". He threw that ball all over the field. I mean, no INTs, none of that. But he threw the ball all over the field to his open receiver, got the ball out. He even pitched the ball over toward the running backs and let them run. I mean, he did a great job. He gets a B plus for me. To me, he gets a B plus because he did real well. He shined in this game tonight. He shined. You know what I'm saying? And everybody else, so that's my opinion. I'm quite sure like you guys got your own opinion out there. I can't wait to see what you got to say about certain specific players. But the only person that shined to me was Tyler McKee. Oh, and I can't say enough about Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith. Those guys did real well tonight. Tyler McKee gets a B plus. And Jalen Carter and Nolan Smith also get a B plus because they only played one series, so it wasn't really much to see in tonight's game. So I'm hoping the game against Cleveland that they get more snaps, get more series to play. If they can play the entire first quarter next week, that'll let me know where we stand defensively. It will let me know. So anyway, without any further ado, let me go and interview on a high note, y'all. We lost in game 20-19. It wasn't no blowout loss. Like I said, B pluses go to Tyler McKee, the quarterback who threw the ball over the field. Threw 10. He threw 20. He had 20 attempts and only completed 10 for 130 some yards, 40 some yards, whatever it was. No touchdown scores. So he gets a B plus from me. And kudos go to Jalen Carter and last but not least Nolan Smith to get B plus from me as well. I'm hoping they play next week against Cleveland, and I will see more about my guys and see what they're capable of. So, this is your boy, the Almighty Green Talents. Fly Eagles Fly. Next video about the Eagles will be coming in the coming days, leading into Sundays. You know, next week, the next Saturday game against the Browns. And I am out of here, y'all. Enjoy your Saturday night. And this game, look at it as a positive. Don't look at it as a negative. Look at it as a positive. Because it was a positive game. Because at least we lost by 1 point. At least with 20-19, it could have been much worse because the Ravens, that Huntley boy, whew, wow, that's all I can say about Huntley. That Huntley boy pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So we had all opportunities to win the football game, but we didn't capitalize off the turnovers or fumbles or miscues. We didn't capitalize. So it is what it is. I'm out, y'all. I'm tired of talking because if I say more, I'm gonna say more and I might regret it. So I'm out of here, y'all. Peace out.